Hey everybody, I have some documentaries for you. All right, HBO Max, who changed their name. Well, let's just start. It was HBO, then it was HBO Max, and now it's just Max as of this week. Well, they have some amazing documentaries with fantastic, phenomenal women. All right, we're going to save simply the best for last. Hint, hint. All right, so Donna Summer's documentary came out this week. It's called Love to Love You, Donna Summer. And I love that her daughter, Brooklyn Sedano, was one of the executive producers, and also her former manager, Roger. Brooklyn Sedano, her daughter, you may know her from My Wife and Kids. She played Junior's mom, or Junior's mom, and Junior's wife. You have to know My Wife and Kids with Damon Wayans and Tisha Campbell to know Junior. But she played Junior's mom. The first season, it was Megan Good at the end of the season. But then when it went into the whole Junior's having a baby as a teen, it was Brooklyn Sedano, who is Donna Summer's daughter. Now, Donna Summer has a special place in my heart because my mom and I used to watch her concerts when I was little. She did this one concert special, I should say, this special on TV with her oldest daughter, Mimi, and her. And I remember my mom watching this mother and daughter. And then, of course, through school, and she works hard for the money. And Last Dance is just one of my jams. I wish it stayed slow the whole time. You know, it goes up because she was the queen of disco. But it really got into her life, and she was talking about her life on stage, and as a performer, it's almost like a character, because she doesn't feel all sexy and everything that she exuded early in her career, and then turning into the disco queen, and then her later years finding her Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, and kind of altering and changing the path of things. She had 3 daughters. She was married twice. And she was still married when she passed away of lung cancer. So that was good. I don't want to give everything away, but definitely check out Love to Love You, Donna Summer's documentary. It just premiered this week on HBO Max. Well, Max. So I watched that. I was waiting for that. It came out the 22nd. I was waiting for the 22nd. I think it came out 22nd or 26th. One of those. I was waiting for it, and I finally got a chance to watch it this week. All right. Also, Being Mary Tyler Moore. Now, if you're a person of a certain age, my age, or even older, definitely older, you know who Mary Tyler Moore is. My mom used to say when I swear my hair flipped a lot in the 90s, she used to be like, you remind me of Mary Tyler Moore, and I'm black, she's white. But my mom would always say that frequently. And Mary Tyler Moore was a beautiful woman, but people don't know she paved the way. She knocked down doors for women empowerment. She showed that you can be a boss businesswoman. You can do your thing, in the professional space. And this was a time where women were in the back, right? And women and men were in the front. And with the Mary Tyler Moore show, remember she was on Dick Van Dyke's show first as the wife, as the behind all the traditional roles. But when she did the Mary Tyler Moore show, We're Gonna Make It After All, she throws her hat up in the air. My favorite, one of my favorite scenes in Girlfriends, the show Girlfriends. Y'all know I love that. Maya, when she gets to New York with Oh Hell Yes, when she does the book, she throws her hat up in the air as she's getting off the train when she gets to New York. And that was paying homage to Mary Tyler Moore. And she was a boss in that show, and that spun off Rhoda and different things. So you gotta know to know. But my daughter was like, well, what are you watching? And I haven't finished that yet. I'm still watching that. She's like, well, what are you watching? And I was like, Being Mary Tyler Moore. So I'm trying to explain it to my daughter, but definitely I'm gonna finish that. But what my daughter and I did watch together and finish was Tina Turner's documentary that came out in 2021. Tina, the life and the legacy of this icon. It's just simply called Tina. And you all know that Tina Turner passed away this week, right? And Oprah and Gail have been on news reports, news shows, and so has Cher, saying that, she's been dealing with a lot, health crisis after health crisis. And what Tina did say, and I thought was interesting, was she did say in this documentary, she was talking about it was painful for her to talk about Ike and what happened in their life. And we know, we've read the book or seen What's Love Got to Do with It, featuring Angela Bassett playing Tina Turner. So everybody quotes certain things. But what I don't like, and my daughter and I were talking about this last night, is why people think it's okay to make fun of what was happening and what she was dealing with during that time, and even still to this day. And we've been watching shows all week, and they've always referenced it, which is so ironic because she passed away this week. But just so how many shows and how many people and people on social media already, making jokes. And I don't find it funny at all. And neither did Tina. And she was already coming from an abusive background as a child, right? And then getting into this relationship. And she talks about how, he was in the beginning and he wasn't like that, but just dealing with certain things with his own insecurities, and how she wanted to move past that, because that was part of her life, the first half of her life, if you will, but it wasn't all of it. So even she said she put the book out and did the movie, which she didn't want to watch because that's reliving your trauma, and she didn't want to do that. So she couldn't really watch it, although she, the clips that you've seen, and, with Angela Bassett, she said she thanked her for not mimicking her, but really being Tina in Angela's space, if you will. But how she thought that would end the conversations about asking about Ike in every interview. But it didn't matter how many years passed, people still wanted to know about Ike. And she gets it. That's how she got her start. But how can she even move forward with the past of the past and the trauma if everyone keeps bringing up Ike? So she talked about that, and I just found it interesting, even when she was saying, and I wanted to make sure I wrote this down, she was just saying that she's had more sad days, and I'm paraphrasing, sad days than she has had happy days up until that point, right? And I thought that was really sad. But then she also talks about her husband, and they were together like 27 years before they got married. So they have been together well over 30 years, and he has had her back. He has seen her through difficulties. He has seen her, his name is Erwin. He has seen her through health challenges, and just so much, even so much where he gave her one of his kidneys. She's had cancer. She's had a stroke. She's just recently, this February, had back surgery, and he has been there by her side. And she really wanted to know what love was like, because even as a child, her parents gave her away. They just left one day, never came back. So she wanted to see, what love was like. And they, developed this amazing marriage and relationship. And finally, they got married after being together almost 30 years. But I can understand, with the trauma and the things that she's dealt with, I can understand why it took her so long, because he asked her like right away when they pretty much right before her 50th birthday, when they got together early on, and she said no, and she has been saying no. So finally she said yes. She became a citizen over in Switzerland. She gave up her citizenship in the U.S., I think, and this wasn't in a documentary, but this, I think, 2013, something like that. But I just found it interesting in her story. And even with Donna Summers, it was a lot of sadness, happiness too, but a lot of sadness, trying to be yourself, trying to be this celebrity, trying to balance the two, trying to be a mom, and then the mom guilt. Those were very, similar. And as I continue to watch Mary Tyler Moore's, I'm sure she's going to have, she wasn't a singer, she was an actress, a performer, but she came from humble beginnings as well. So I'm interested to finish watching that. I think I'm going to finish watching that tonight. I don't want to spoil all of them for you, but definitely must watch. So far, what I'm watching, Mary Tyler Moore, got to finish that, like I said, but Donna Summer's was completed, Tina's completed, and they were good, and they both left me kind of not sad, but just someone's life's journey, you know, and what you go through and what you've been through. And then I think about Tina having to, my saying is it's never too late to remix your life, and how she had to remix her life at 50 years old. And I'll be 52 next month. But just thinking about how she had to remix her life and start her career. And people were like, well, it's a comeback. And I remember when I was a teenager and Tina came out with Love, What's Love Got to Do with It? And Tina Turner was on everything. So that's the Tina that I got to see in real time. And I'm so grateful that I did in that space. As I'm watching with my daughter, I'm explaining certain things to her. Like, wow, I was part of that history. When I look at my daughter and, you know, she only knows Tina as, you know, her years on this planet. And I found that interesting because in my 50s, sometimes you do. That's where my saying came from. You have to remix your life. And everybody was asking Tina Turner if that was her comeback. And she was like, well, at 50, that wasn't really my comeback. That was my introduction as Tina, because everybody knew me with Ike. So this was, you know, and at 50 something, 60 something, she did all of that. 70 something, she was performing top tier, top level. It wasn't a game with Tina. And when she did her last performance, she knew that that was her last performance, because she was over it. Like, she didn't want to do it forever, but she did it her whole entire life as a teenager, all the way till she was in her 70s. She was performing top tier. So if you like documentaries like I do, definitely watch those 3 on Max, formerly HBO Max, formerly HBO. But you can download the app. I don't know if they have a free trial going on. Sometimes with your phone, your cell phone companies, they'll give you HBO for free. I know they gave it to me for free. I don't know who you're with, but even if you have to pay for it for a month to watch them, it is worth the money. All right, this is Kendall Anise for Reviews and News. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you want me to review another show or give you some recommendations on other documentaries or other shows or movies, let me know here in the comments. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is Kendall Anise. Remember, you are a star. Don't allow anyone, to dim your shine. And it's never too late to remix your life. Till next time, God bless. Peace.